I caught something!
Welcome back to the cottage farmstead. I'm Rebecca and this is my husband Nathan, and we are here at our garden plot today because I had the day off, so it means I can come work in the garden a little bit more. And it was also wonderful is that our potatoes are ready to harvest at the exact same time, so perfectly aligned. We've had dry weather, so it is a perfect time to start harvesting our potatoes. So when we were here at the end of last week, we dug up this little 2-foot patch right here of our potatoes to just see what size they were at. We had a lot of good sized ones for baked potatoes and french fries, some fingerling sized ones in there, and we got about 9 pounds just from this little section, so it was about on par for the ratio that you'd get from potatoes.
Which the ratio is close to, for every 1 pound of seed potato that you plant, you get about 10 pounds of potatoes.
If that ratio holds true for the rest of our potato bed, we should be expecting about 50 pounds of tomatoes. So we figured we'd start harvesting. They have started yellowing on us. There's some bugs nibbling on it. We haven't seen any beetle activity yet, but we figured while I had the day off, it's not raining, we will start pulling stuff out of the ground. We do know that you typically wait until the plants have yellowed before harvesting, but sometimes you just have to harvest when you have the time.
So there are different techniques for harvesting potatoes. If you have heavy soils, oftentimes you do it with a pitchfork or a digging fork of some sort, something that has a wide blade so you try not to scuff the potatoes as much. However, since we have such loose, loamy soil, we're going to be able to do this all by hand, which just protects the potatoes from any potential scuffing, because anytime you put a scar in it, it's going to deteriorate it quickly and it won't cure quite as well. So what we're going to do today, we're going to go ahead and remove all the vegetative material. That way it gives us good, easy access to the soil beneath, and we'll begin the harvest.
We got a green one. This is what happens if you don't mound it. They turn green, and it's not good to eat a green potato. When it touches the air, it turns this... I mean, it looks gross, so you wouldn't want to eat it anyways. So that's why we mound them up, so that the spuds stay under the ground.
Oh, look at that. That's beautiful.
Ow, 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 got bit by an ant. Oh, this is ants. Ouch.
The liabilities of potato farming is sometimes ants move into your potato patch.
So we don't have common plantain here at the urban garden plot, but we did have some of the Carolina plantains. I'm going to put that on the bite and hopefully it won't swell too bad. Suiting up for the ant section.
I caught something!
So we found that even though we're doing it by hand, you can still scuff the skin off. And when you take the skin off like that, it's just not going to last as long. You need the skin on it to cure, and unfortunately potato skin is pretty thin. So that's why we like to do it by hand, because if we had done this as a fork, we'd probably skewered about half of them since they were all so close together. So we're going to sort out any of the ones that we scuffed the skin into a different crate and eat those first, and the ones that we didn't damage the skin we're going to cure and eat later. the last two of this side. So here's another green one. We actually only had 2 green ones, which is kind of surprising, but I guess we did a decent job of mounding early on. We had 1 green one here and 1 green one in the other potato patch. We won't be eating these, like I said earlier. They're toxic to eat too many green potatoes, but we have plenty of others to choose from.
How many pounds of potatoes do you think we have?
We have 3 crates.
All about this full, huh?
I'm gonna say we have 35 pounds.
I'm optimistic. Let's go with 45 pounds. Let's go ahead and weigh it and we'll find out.
So we were both way off in our numbers. We have 72 pounds in this crate. This does not include the 9 pounds that we harvested a couple days ago. So we have 80 pounds of potatoes for the 5 pounds that we planted.
Definitely deep squatter there.
And do the waddle.
So this is just to double check that we didn't miss any of the potatoes. Just by digging up a little bit deeper than what we were able to do by hand. Just as sometimes the potatoes can grow in areas you don't anticipate.
Hey, we missed one.
There.
Well, we had one little potato that missed us when we did our initial digging, and it was in the section where we had the ants, so it kind of makes sense that we didn't dig super deep right there. But we are so excited to have about 80 pounds of potatoes. We're gonna try and get them on a rack tonight so that we can start curing them. And hopefully we'll have potatoes for many months to come. They do store for several months without having to keep them at a cold temperature. They just kind of a internal clock that helps them not start sprouting for several months. And then again, when you get close to the spring, they do need to be kept at a lower temperature if you don't want them to sprout. They definitely also need to be kept in the dark because a little bit of daylight, you saw they turn green and they also start sprouting. Well, happy growing. Hope you learned a little bit more about harvesting potatoes this evening, and we'll see you next time.